Hey everyone, here on the couch today with the boys, Dane and Dax. Good. So this is something we're gonna do quite frequently. Once a month, we're gonna address a topic, pump it up on YouTube, potentially Spotify as well. I've linked up with the guys from Storyline just to take away the workload, I guess, put it back on them, get it all sorted so we can put out more content more frequently. So today we're going to address a topic which is starting to come to the surface now that winter's coming to an end, and that is people wanting to get back in shape or tick the next goal of their fitness journey. So we thought we'd cover a few questions that we commonly get and some trends that we commonly see. So boys, what do you think holds most people back when it comes to starting a diet?
Probably not knowing where to start, probably not having the right direction and information out there. These days with so much information and mixed information on social media, it's sort of confusing for people to know what is right or wrong or what they should do, and it sort of leads people astray, I guess, in a way. And I guess if we're going to talk about sort of like you started with winter, that's also holds a lot of people back because it's the weather. I mean, look at it out there. It's depressing a little bit.
Yeah,
it's cold. It's wet.
Don't want to get up.
You know, I mean, I've been training for a long period of time, but I get it. I get it why a lot of people don't want to get out of bed and train, and that holds up a lot of people back, especially at this time of the year.
Yeah. I think the winter thing's important because, like, you can go through winter where you're comfortable, you're wearing baggy clothes, and then as the weather starts to warm up and these layers start to come off, you're like, uh-oh.
But that's not a myth. You have people come in and they say, people will start, the stores will get busy, the gyms will get busier because summer's coming. And we always go, have a bit of a laugh, but it's legit true.
True, yeah.
It is true. It's a quieter time for gyms and a lot of stores, and as we come into summer, it definitely does pick up.
Dane, why do you reckon people get so confused on what to eat?
I just think they overcomplicate it. I think they overthink it a lot. As Dax touched base on, there's so much information out there, this diet, that diet, eat this, eat that. Where I just think we just got to bring it back to the basics, as we do with our challenge.
Yeah. I think you hit the nail on the head there. There's so much information out there. It's almost like information overload. And how many times have you had it in store where customers come in and you ask them, what are they eating? And they're like, I'm doing the carnivore diet. Yeah. Then the next week they come in, well, how's the carnivore diet going? Oh, I'm trying keto now.
Fasting.
You know what I mean? It's
Fasting.
intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
Like,
I've turned vegan.
Yeah. I've lost muscle, I've put on fat,
Yeah.
I feel tired, lethargic.
And it's, in a way, I mean, all those things probably do work to a degree.
Yeah,
but
definitely,
all in all, it's going to come down to be consistent, and that's where a lot of people
And you want
just
something
being
that's
consistent.
sustainable.
Yeah.
A lot of those you might get results quickly, but what happens over time, it fizzles out.
That's right.
You want something sustainable that you can stick to, easy to stick to, you enjoy it.
So, I mean, something that's not sustainable is maybe a comp prep diet.
Yeah.
We know something like that. And I guess finding something that's sustainable is hard.
Yeah.
Especially when there's so many options out there which people will turn to. And I guess that's why we created something like, 10 years ago, the challenge.
yeah, I guess that was kind of it originally came from me and you wanting to get back in shape. This is before kind of Woi had sprouted. I think we were trying to work on the background on getting you over from somewhere else. And me and Dax just fell out of shape, and we just chucked it up there, and we said, look, if anyone wants to join us, we're going to do a little 10-week summer shred. Yeah. And I think, what did we get, like 15 people or something in that first one? And it was pretty much like a bodybuilding prep. It was pretty Spartan. But everyone got good results for the main reason that we're a team and we're all attacking it together, and we're keeping each other accountable and consistent, and letting the diet and the training work for a prolonged period of time, which was that 10 weeks.
Yeah, and we were probably at our unhealthiest back then, because we're trying to open a store. We had no money. We were eating. It's not that we're eating enough. We're just eating shit because we're just trying to survive off sugar, and just trying to survive basically. And that's where you said let's do it. And because we've built sort of a customer relationship with a lot of people based on where we worked before, they joined us and said, yeah, for sure. That wasn't even going off the store, really. That was just because they were our mates. And it kicked off, and it was real Spartan. It was your chicken and broccoli, your sweet potato, because it was just made for us, and we know that for us that works.
100%.
Sounds beautiful to me.
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, it's great for someone, for us.
Yeah.
But I get it. It's not for everybody.
Well, yeah, as the challenge evolved, we kind of had to look at different avenues of making it more easy for people to stick to. Like, as it evolved, we were starting to get requests for, like, can you make a pizza work? Can you fit in this? Can you fit in that?
Because it went from 15 people to literally, these are probably sort of close numbers, 15 to probably 60 to maybe like a couple of hundred. And then it legit went to like 1,200 people.
That was crazy.
Yeah, that was nuts.
And that's where we were like, holy shit. And that's where we called in the big guns. And we're like, we need help. We had full dietitian help us out.
Yeah, Nikki, come on, help us out. We did. We'll get screaming out for vegan and vegetarian plans. Man, they are hard plans to put together. They are very hard plans to put together. So we chucked all that in. And then from there, we started to give people more variety, more options. So where it's at now, I think it's in such a good place with the challenge, in the fact that, like, we've pretty much got every meat source, every carb source.
Yeah.
We've got so many different options per meal, like breakfast, lunch, dinner. You've got 5 different options to pick from. You're not just sitting there having the same thing every day. You can pick one option today, you could pick another option tomorrow, and they're easy, quick-made meals, because, as we just said, the challenge has evolved now to be like busy mums and dads, people who wanted to maybe dip their toes in the water, see if they could do a comp prep. People who just want to push their level of training to the next level. The good thing about this diet, this training plan, this challenge, is the fact that it can be catered and pigeonholed into any one of your goals.
Yeah,
And you know what?
caters for everyone.
It works. If
Definitely.
you stick to it, it works.
Yeah.
Even for us.
I've seen like,
Well, this
how
is
many
my next
people?
question. I was going to say,
Hit me with
what
some
success stories have you guys seen in your stores? Because we're obviously, Dane's out at Woy Woy, I'm at Erina, Dax at Tugra. We all get different customers doing the challenge. So, like, maybe rattle off 2 or 3, or the biggest one that you've seen in Tugra, or just some.
You know what? Some stories, probably like some good ones, and obviously a physical change, and someone was sort of fallen out of shape and got back into good shape's great. But we also get feedback from people saying that it's brought the family back together.
Yeah.
So like the husband started it because he was down and out and working late and eating bad foods, feeling like shit, and then the wife joined in. Next thing, the kids are joining in.
Yeah, the whole family's
the
on board.
whole family's exercising. They're back. You know, they're hanging out more. And by the end of 10 weeks, they absolutely loved it. They're feeling better. They've lost some body fat, gained some muscle, feeling healthy, more energy. You know, the wife's probably a little bit happier. Other things that's happening in the room. That's always a good thing. You know what I mean? Eating healthier, feel better everywhere else.
Exactly.
And then I guess, which we spoke about at the Glen the other night. I always remember that one, which was Big Sam, the taxi driver.
Not so big anymore.
Well, yeah, you want to tell the story on that one?
Well, Sam, I remember we were both at Erina, and this taxi pulled up, and this guy got out, and man, he was.
I thought it was just another Uber Eats at our airport.
Bit of GYG.
And he was a big boy, and he came in, and me and Dad.
Big boy, he was 160 kilos.
Yeah,
Wow.
big man. And he was at a point in his life where he was fed up. He had enough. He had health problems. He wasn't feeling the best. He'd heard about the challenge through some friends. I think this was just after that first 1,200 one that we had. And he basically just walked in and asked us questions, and we kind of thought, okay, nothing's gonna come of it. He mentioned that he couldn't really do any exercise apart from mow the lawn. He has a big property, so we kind of we told him about it, and he jumped on board, doing pretty much nothing other than sticking to the foods and mowing the lawn, which was a big property from what I remember. What did he lose?
He lost over 30, I think he lost over 35 kilos, near 40 kilos.
Nearly 40.
From mowing the lawn once a week. It was summer, so the grass was growing pretty quick back then. And all he did was eat really unhealthy food and drive a taxi all day. So he stuck to the plan at near an 80-90%, which is a big change. And he lost that much weight from just mowing the lawn once a week.
Do you remember that time when he walked in after? I think we're about halfway through, and he's walked in pulling his pants up.
Yeah. His pants were falling.
His shirt was, it looked like, you know when you borrow your dad's shirt when you do art in kindergarten?
Yeah.
It looked like, it was like massive, and he came in with the biggest smile on his face, and he was telling us like how, you know, how much he's feeling better, and he's lost all this weight, and you know, he's been able to lower his medication, things like that. And for us, I think that moment for both of us was that moment where we're like, wow, this we're actually like helping people feel better. And Dane, you've had some rippers at Woy Woy.
Oh, God, I don't even know where to start, to be honest. You know, like
do you know, down at Woy Woy, you have an amazing group of people that shop with you.
So many
elderly ladies. They love you.
Yeah.
Dad said, what are you doing down there? Are you serving people naked or something?
Well, no one would come in.
Yeah, probably. No, but honestly, every time we would go to a group session, they'd just be in awe of you, loving you. Like,
I think it's just helping people out.
Yeah, I know.
You know, like
That's
sharing information, like even for myself, you know, training for like you boys for so long, and it's just sharing our passion and knowledge with other people. You know, we've all been there before. You know, I've been out of shape. You know, and I was like, you know, where do I go? Where can I get the right information? Like, how many people come into the shop before the challenge and they're like, oh, on the fence about doing it? And you're like, look, trust me, you're going to enjoy it. You're going to stick to it. You're going to get results. And then what? After the 10 weeks, they come back and like, oh my God, I'm so glad I gave it a go. You know, I would have kicked myself if I didn't. And then the other thing too is like their friends or their family. I know so many people that come in the shop and their work colleagues notice it. Oh, you know, Jennifer, you've lost so much weight. You know, what have you been doing? And they see what they've been eating every day. And it's like, oh, you're losing weight eating that type of food? You know, we're not sitting there eating, you know. And
I think that's the biggest thing. You just hit the nail on the head there. Like I said at the start, we've been able to change and manipulate this challenge to incorporate everyday, tasty food. It's not boring.
Oh,
like
delicious. There's so many options.
Some of the meal options, you're like, wow, I get to have that for dessert or for lunch or whatever it is. Like, and I think that's why people are able to stick to it and enjoy it, because it's not such a big shift. It's not going from, you know, eating burrito bowls to eating fish and asparagus. Yeah.
They train, they do their cardio, come home, you know, bacon, egg, muffin. Imagine walking out of your house, biggest smile on your face, knowing you've had that for brekkie.
The good thing is, too, it's an option. There's options. Now, if there's someone like us that wants to eat sort of plainer, you can have a smoothie for breakfast. Or if you've got time, you can eat a muffin, or you can have your overnight oats or overnight wheat bix. If you've got time to do that, you can make things as boring or as good as they can be. So there's both. There's benefits that people that have the time or get over plainer foods, they're covered with that diet. It's crazy that we're doing it that long. Like a question, I'll get someone come in and they go, oh, I'm following the plan from the challenge about I think it's like change 3. How many calories is that? And I'll be just like, what, lean muscle? Yeah, 2,600. We're doing it that long. I literally know how many calories they are on change 3. Yeah. That's how much we know how much the plans have changed from the start to finish, and how people get the best results.
I think that's another good point too, is the fact that we run the challenges a little bit differently. We are a big believer in keeping the calories at a healthy level, not just cutting.
Well, that's why it's 10 weeks.
Yeah,
I mean, how many people do you see try and do a 6-week shred or a 4-week shred?
Oh, 4 week,
which is great. And like you were talking about before, it's not sustainable.
Yeah.
Anyone can strip someone off in 4 weeks. You just starve them to death.
Yeah.
After the 4 weeks, they get a massive bounce back and they put all the weight back on.
Yeah.
10 weeks is the right amount of time to be able to change your lifestyle and continue on from there.
And I think even with the calories,
it's long. 10 weeks is a stint, but if you're serious about changing your life, it's going to take at least 10 weeks.
10 weeks,
not 4. 4, nothing changes in 4 weeks.
No.
That's going to stay. It doesn't. 6, you're getting there. 10 is perfect.
Look, even the process over the challenge, like, you know, when they first start, and then over the 10 weeks when you see, you know, our challenges come in store, after that, you know, week 4, week 5, week 6, and it's like, oh my God. And they start to notice the change.
Well, we always say at the start, the magic happens in the last sort of 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Not the first 4 weeks. The first 4 weeks, we're kind of getting everyone prepared and getting their metabolisms to a healthy point. Once we got them there, then we can start to manipulate everything and start to get it off.
It's the little things in the plan as well. It's like telling them to drink more water. Like something so simple. And But they're like, oh, I drink plenty of water. And when they break it down, you're like, bro, you're drinking 1 liter a day.
Yeah.
And you're drinking 2 liters of soft drink. And then as soon as they just change to drinking water, they feel healthy already.
Yeah.
They feel better.
So many little
They're more
changes.
hydrated, which we touch on hydration heaps in our stalls because we're a big believer in it.
Yeah.
And they just feel mentally better. That's before even the physical change. So little things like that all adds up.
Even on the flip side of that, like we're talking about weight loss and getting lean. We've got a category if you want to bulk up.
Yeah.
So like if you're a young guy or a female who wants to add more muscle, whatever it might be, we have a bulk category as well. And what's the biggest thing that you boys see when mainly young guys come in and they're like, I can't put any weight on, I can't get any bigger. You ask them what they eat, and they're like, oh, I eat heaps. And you're like, okay, what do you eat?
run me through
What's
it. Yeah.
breakfast? I don't have breakfast.
I had Macca's for breakfast. I had Macca's for lunch, and I'm going to have probably a burger for dinner. And still, they're probably only eating 15.
They're not eating enough,
Yeah,
and
that's
they
the
don't
biggest
understand what it takes to actually put on size. Remember Rich Piana?
Yeah.
So his off season, you want to get big, eat.
Yeah.
You know, he was getting up to eat, 4, 5, 6 times a night.
For an example, when we done the bulking on a budget, I think you said, Dane, you stuck to that plan for a bit, didn't you?
I loved it. Honestly.
We
bulking on a
literally went up to
budget.
Coles, we filmed a YouTube video, and we tried to make it under $100. I think we near did.
Is pretty much.
I
nailed
literally spent 2 nights sussing out the Coles catalogue, trying to how to work this all out.
I loved it.
Yeah, and
the meal plan
you
was
put
good.
on weight.
Yeah. It was really good.
I get good
stuck to
feedback
it.
on that all the time, and I'm like, really? I thought it was shit.
I reckon that.
I thought that was one of my worst.
You
Like,
check the views on that. I reckon they'd be up tenfold after that.
they actually, I had Luke, a good customer of mine, owns the farm, which is I spoke about heaps, and he has like 22 dogs, owns a dog farm, and it's crazy. He gets like 500,000 views in a day on his, and he showed me. He went through our YouTube the other week and showed me. He goes, the one with the bulk on a budget was the best one you've done. And I'm like, how do you know? And he goes, look at the views. Look, and he went in the background and showed me. I was like, I thought it was so shit, but it was so good.
And that's
It
what
was
people,
so informative.
Yeah, that's what people need. Because that's like Ari touched base on if you want to put on size. And then if they got a physical job, then they're also training. There's burning more calories. So
For
you're just going
$100,
backwards.
we have everything's so expensive these days.
I couldn't believe it.
Well,
I
how
felt
much
like
is
daylight
how much is
robbery.
the entry to our the standard entry?
99 bucks.
99
for
bucks.
10
So there you
weeks.
go. 90. I might even enjoy myself.
Oh,
99 bucks, and you get the diets that go on for 10 weeks, they change every 2 weeks, and then you get all the training programs,
group sessions,
Recipes.
24/7 support.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ain't
And
gonna
the
get
forum.
that anywhere else.
The forum's a big part of it too. I love
The forum's massive, and we're in it all the time.
And even doing it, how many times? Like I know I've stuck to the challenge multiple times to show people
Yeah,
that
for
you
sure.
can get in great shape.
Yeah,
To show people that it works, and
sure.
all it is, people say it just comes down to the basics, consistency each day.
yeah, and that's the biggest
Over
issue, is just
time.
being consistent. And not everybody finishes the challenge. We know that. We would say, I don't know. I don't actually. know.
It's hard. Like we want everyone. We try our very best to get everyone to that 6-week mark because we know from there shit really starts to change in that back end.
Yeah.
And
There's some people that aren't.
if there's
You can't
if there's
please
1,000
everyone.
people that sign
Yeah.
up, it's about 30% people will drop off. And
Yeah.
I understand, but we're all adults. If you do actually want to change, you will change, and that you've got to hold yourself accountable in some way. Like you can't just sit there and go, we touched on this before, on the fact that like summer rolls around, people do a diet, September, October, November, Christmas parties kick in, New Year's resolution doesn't start till February, and then it's winter again. And we did this video on our Instagram and worked out that they're pretty much sticking to a diet and a healthy exercise routine for 8 weeks.
Yeah.
8 weeks of a year.
But it's true. The word diet freaks people out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
It is, because they're like, oh fuck, I'm going to start a diet,
Yeah,
and then
The
all they
mindset
think, and they
changes.
relate that to starving.
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
And that's why we try not call it a diet. We call it like the food program.
Meal
plan.
And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
meal plan.
I love
And that's
all of
even
that
when I
too.
do like my plans online. I
Yeah.
never call it a diet,
Yeah,
especially for females, because they freak. Oh, I'm
Definitely.
going to starve to death. I'm on a diet. I'm going to eat all this shit this weekend before I smash the diet
Yeah.
on Monday.
It's sound like Carl Barron.
But it's true, hey. As soon as you it's even that Simpsons episode where you it says die, and he's screaming, then the tree blows away and it says diet, and then he screams even louder. It's such a true thing, like it's legit. So, But yeah, ours is the plans are great. Like we've covered now. They're so easy to stick to. There's so much food on there. The biggest problem we have is in the first half of the challenge is people eating all the foods.
Yeah.
I can't eat all this food. We get that all the time. Like you have to try your best to get your metabolism pumping, nice and healthy, and then obviously they decrease. You're still probably eating near double the amount of food that you're eating towards the end or more, and you're losing weight.
Well, that's the before and afters that are on our website from the challenge. They aren't by mistake. Those people have put in the work. They've stuck to the meal plan.
Definitely.
They've done the training. And like we've been saying this whole video, it's not rocket science. It's just consistency applied over a period of time. And you would be so surprised at how much your body can change in that 10 weeks if you pull your finger out, if you've had enough of feeling sick and tired, like get up, make a change. Like you might have tried a million different things, but you probably haven't applied them for long enough. Yeah. So you may as well try one more thing. At least you got a bit of support on the way. At least if you have any questions, you can come in and see us or call us or write it in the Facebook group. I mean, how many times have you boys had customers come in that go, oh, I've been sticking to the challenge diet since 2017.
Yeah, heaps.
You know, it's changed heaps since then too. It's probably better now.
Sign up. But they've continued to train on and they feel great.
They feel great. They've changed their lifestyle.
And the other benefit too is, you know, once that 10 weeks is over, like, we have the maintenance plan. It's not just, oh, here's 10 weeks, you've had this goal. Oh, what do I do now? Motivation goes, I go back to the old habits. We give something for you guys, for people to stick to after that. That's another big thing as well.
For sure. 100%. So yeah, anything else you guys want to touch on?
Pretty much.
I just think if we're talking about on the subject of this, the way things are overcomplicated in this industry for foods and training, I think that's a really big, important subject, don't you reckon?
Well, there's so much information out there. Like you can go on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube and find a subject, say it's the carnivore diet, and there'll be 3 different things that people will say that contradict each other. So the person watching the video goes, I don't know what to do. What do I actually do? And it's not hard.
I'm finding it. It does I'm pretty old school with my training, and I can train on free weights. I love machines. Don't get me wrong, they're cool, but I have there's all these gyms popping up with these crazy new machines, and I had a guy come in yesterday and show me this machine. He goes, you've never done this before, this, and I go, oh, it's like a standing lateral raise. Nah, yeah, it is. It's just, but it's done with a machine. Yeah, but it hits different. Nah, it's still hitting the same muscle, bro. You're just doing it the other way. Nah. And his dude's like 9'10". I was like, okay, I'm wrong. I'm completely wrong. You've been training for 15 minutes.
And that's
No, you know, it's still my head. It does my head in a little bit. But once again, I feel like people need to be taught the basics before they work their way up.
Well, I think this is a whole other episode, and I know this is something that grinds both of our gears. You look at how the big boys back in the day trained, Ronnie Coleman, Dorian Yates, you know, all those big boys. They aren't doing half the movements that you see on TikTok at the moment. They're going to hell for fucking
100%.
leather.
2
blood,
hours.
sweat, and tears.
You know what?
2 hours to set up a bench, put the cable here, put my hand there.
So the other week I gave one of my good mates Slips the old Arnold Schwarzenegger encyclopedia. And it was like, Slips only really been training for 2-3 years, so he's learning a lot and he's come a long way. And he's like, mate, it's saying that free weights are possibly better than machines. And I was like, yeah. I said, look at the guys in that book. I go, you got Dorian Yates, you got Ronnie Coleman. They didn't use one machine back then. He goes, I don't understand. And I said, well, think about it this way. When you do like an exercise, maybe like a standing lateral raise, you're using more than one muscle group, one body part to do that raise. When you're on a machine, it's just guided. So if you're embracing your core to get that, and you're moving and swinging it, you're building your core up, you're using your delts and your traps all at the same time. So it does have a different purpose behind it. It's like, I've never thought of it like that. And he goes, and they're saying like incline barbell press over Smith machine. I was like, well, either I have it really. He goes, but what about the incline Smith machine, like incline chest press? I said, why not just use a dumbbell? He goes, "No, it's easier doing a machine." I said, "Yeah, but they didn't do it easy back then.
Yeah.
They done it harder, and that's how everyone's trying to find the shortcut."
Blood and guts
Do you know what I
out there.
mean?
I was gonna say, like, if you're new to fitness or you're new to bodybuilding, male or female, put on YouTube Dorian Yates Blood and Guts.
Yeah.
Look at how he trains. Look at where he trains, and I guarantee you will change the way you think about doing your movements.
100%.
Yes.
Like,
There's no
chuck a bandana
If you're,
on. go
if you're
fucking
finding an
whatever.
easy way out of training, then you're not putting enough in.
Yeah, 100%.
But what was that Ronnie Coleman one? Ronnie Coleman, like, was it called Ronnie Coleman Marvelous or something?
Oh man, those ones done my head in because they just literally follow him for the whole day.
Yeah, they were boring
He'd be
as
eating his
shit.
oats and it's just filming him. But I stuck to it. I was like, maybe I'll pick up something if he's eating it.
Good old grits. Just eating the grits.
Went to the shop trying to find
Good
Ezekiel
old
bread.
chicken.
Yeah, but like I said, there's probably another whole
100%. There's a whole
subject we
episode.
can-
in
Oh,
there.
you could talk about, that's a good, we'll definitely have to get onto that one.
Yeah.
for sure. It'd be a cracker. I
I'll be
reckon.
bringing a stress ball on, sitting here talking about it.
But yeah, so the challenge, it starts the 2nd of September 2024.
Thank God it starts this year.
Yeah, we're a couple of weeks away. So if you want to sign up, you can head to our website, you can pop in store. If you have any questions, hit us up on our socials.
come and see us.
Whatever it is, we're happy to help.
Probably
And I
one
know
of,
it can
probably
be-
one of the bigger ones. Yeah.
Yeah, this one
Coming in
and
the
the
summer.
new year one,
Yeah.
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 Everyone's keen to get back in shape.
I know it can be intimidating to walk into a store like ours, especially if you're new to health and fitness, but I promise you will make you feel welcome and comfortable. All our staff will do the same thing. So don't feel ashamed or feel like you can't walk in. If you don't feel comfortable walking in, just hit us up on Instagram or Facebook or give us a buzz. We're happy to have a chat and sort you guys out. Our passion is helping people. It's what we do. It's why we started the shops. So yeah, if you'd like any further information, it's all on our website. And yeah, thanks boys. Good chat.
Thank you. Talk soon.